Yeah. Perfect. Look at that. Zac Ford.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to the one and only Striking Ckinic podcast so far. I made a bet with Ollie Dempster. You remember the Dempster, the man, the myth,
Reaper.
the legend, the Reaper, that I would make a podcast before him, and here we are. So,
nice.
Yeah, it's going to take me a while to upload it and stuff because I'm 1,000 years old in my mind. But this is
number one.
Number one. How does it feel to be number one, Zac Ford?
You know what? I'm used to it by now.
I'm used to it. Shouldn't be.
No.
So, I didn't really structure anything for this podcast. I thought it'd be a bit of a chat, bit of a thing, but there were some just general questions to ask as far as things like, why did you choose the Striking Ckinic to train at, dude? Huh? Talk me through it.
Good question. So, I'm not from Coventry. I'm not from Banbury. I'm from Coventry. And there's no great options around. I mean,
there are good gyms in Coventry, all right?
There's some decent, but nothing where it's like I can see like a clear progression going forward. And I mean, right now the Striking Ckinic is a pretty sick gym. It wasn't quite like this back when I started.
No,
it was good, but the facilities have definitely upgraded. You know, we've got some pretty cool kit here now, the cage bags and stuff like that. But mostly the training partners and the coaching was the big one for me. When you're around people that are better than yourself, you know, it's about like finding a bigger pond or whatever the saying is. Just having clear people that I can work towards being better than, you know, rather than being in my own little like small club and being like higher up in that level, thinking, well, actually, that's not the best thing for a fighter's progression.
No, there's definitely, I find it always helps to have a bit of a mix. You want to have people that you are better than so that you can practice the more technical things, the things that you're trying to progress with and improve your game. You want to have people that you're level with so you get that competitive rounds. And you also want to have people that you are chasing to try and get yourself up to the next level to keep your time sharp. That is always a good way of doing it. It is worth mentioning, since you started, well, the cage wasn't up, or the cage wall wasn't up, and there was lots of the rigging wasn't the same. There was way less bags, way less pads, everything. We've been plowing funds into making this place as good as a kitted out gym as possible. This is weird, isn't it?
Yeah,
back
strange.
And forth from the camera and stuff. Helps the flashes on as well.
I'm
really gives you a bit of a.
Yeah.
You're not going to break the fourth wall at all.
I mean, strange.
No, that's good. That's good. So, what do you think? You've trained at a few different gyms. What do you think is different between what we have here and what you've experienced in other gyms, without shitting on all the other gyms, please, Zac? I know what you're like.
Nah,
you talk such shit about
the gyms. There's good gyms and there's good coaches, but like I like the people. You know, that's a big thing for me. I think.
All of us. Mate, well, I don't even like fucking 30%. I'm gonna have to edit that shit out. Right, that's a sound clap. We'll get rid of that.
No, but there's some good gyms, and but the thing with martial arts is there's always going to be big egos, and I find there is some ego here. There always will be, but there's also a lot of like team spirit. You know, there's obviously everybody wants to do well. Everyone wants to fight. Everybody thinks that they're ready. But I like the fact that after a training session, we just chill, we chat shit, we have a laugh, like. And there's no one that you can't speak to. You know, it's nice. Like I like that about like me as a person. Like my walkout song for a fight is "Come On Eileen." Like I'm not the type of guy who wants to rip your head off.
It's pretty bad.
I would like to. You know, I still like to fight. I like the sport, but I don't like the stigma that comes around it, the big egos and all the testosterone and all that.
Yeah, I think I realised a long time ago that the people that you think you should be scared of in fight gyms are often not the ones. We used to I've trained with people that are complete comic book nerds and just they look like skinny, trim, that nothing, like no face tattoos, all of the crazy stigma that goes with it, like mohawks and all this aggression.
Tattoos and
yeah. It ain't that at all. They're not. They're not the ones to worry about. It's often the guy that's just training. Is a bit of a nerd with something else, but he's just got what it is. That
what you're saying is.
Yeah, exactly. Believe it or not, Zac actually, I know he looks like a 12-year-old boy, but but you're pretty good. You know,
mind games, mate. It's mind games.
And so you're in a very fortunate position where you actually work in the building next door. It's a sports rehab facility or a physiotherapy facility, depending on what you're a sports
therapist.
Yeah,
not a physio.
Not physio.
Same, but no.
Yeah, same. But same. It's an inside joke. But yeah, how do you find that? I mean, obviously being close to the gym, like you live in Coventry, you drive roughly 45 minutes to Banbury every day, if not more than every day.
Yeah, twice a day.
Twice a day. Yeah. And how do you find that affects this setup? With you are literally a door away. We actually have adjoining doors between next door and here in places. So how do you find that affects your training, your setup?
I get free filtered tap water
Fuck off,
whenever
Zac.
I want. I can't recommend it enough.
Time. So because I'm a generous man, we have drinks in the fridge here that you can buy. You can pay 50p for a little bottle of water, or you can pay £1 for something else, or whatever. Sports drinks, Monsters, whatever. No sponsors, kids. So I didn't want to be like, if you ain't got money, you ain't drinking. Yeah. So I've put in this like special filter and everything for this tap, so that you can help yourself as much as you want to some degree. But dude, people are walking out. They come in with empty bottles. They fill them up before training, and I'm like, cool, as you do. And then they come down and they fill up their water, and then some people are going out to their cars and getting extra bottles to fill up before leaving. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to hydrate you, your missus, your family. But yeah, Zac working next door,
I take advantage.
It takes advantage of the filtered tap. But we'll speak to Joby next door. We'll get your filter fitted.
Get upgrades, right? No, but the actual question, no, it's brilliant. I can train in the morning, I can work in the day, train in the evening. It's it's perfect for me. I've been an amateur fighter with like aspirations to become a professional. It's perfect. Like I can train as much as I want or as I need to. And I've always got that lingering shadow over my shoulder. If I run to Morrison's and I'm buying something that I shouldn't be eating, I'm like, is Chris going to see me eating this? So
am I going to bump into Chris next door and him be like, what the fuck is this?
No, it's perfect. So it keeps me in check. It's good.
That's good. And then talking of progressions, getting you from where you are now to where you're going to, what am I trying to say here? You're booked in for a third fight, although we're waiting for confirmation on a matchup.
Yeah.
That'll be hopefully on Battle Arena at 57 kilos. If you can believe that a fully grown man can make that weight.
Fully grown is debatable.
So all the fights and things aside, as far as progression goes, something that's interesting for me, and I don't know how things were, because you've been doing martial arts for a long time. You've done like points kickboxing, continuous kickboxing, American freestyle and stuff. So when I was younger, and I say younger, but even up to the point of in my 20s, gym hopping wasn't a thing. Like you weren't allowed to do it. And if you did go and train at another gym, the worst thing that could happen was your main coach find out and you would just be berated for it. We're, myself and Gav, who coaches the 10th Planet system upstairs, we're big fans of spreading your wings and going to test out yourself, your skill set out of the gyms, and also bringing back skills from them and things that you pick up. Because obviously being 57 kilos, we have a couple of guys that are around your weight for sparring, and then there's people that are around the 65 to 70 mark that we get plenty of training with those.
Yeah.
But really, a good progression for you is when you go over to gyms like CoreFit or you could bounce around between either Renegade and BST. They're all a similar distance from your home. Do you think that is something that you would like to do more of as you progress as an athlete?
Yeah, I think so. I think this gym being alongside 10th Planet, a lot of the traffic comes from grapplers, and then there's a lot of trickle down that go, there's a good striking coach as well. So a lot of
on the coattails, you might say.
yeah, yeah. So a lot of like the future prospects of our MMA team are better grapplers and coming up with they're learning the striking side of it. So it's a nice side for me being kind of the reverse of that.
Yeah.
To know, well, actually, I can go to a Muay Thai gym and test myself out. I can go to like a BST, a Core Fit, and they have new bodies, people closer to my size that are available and talented in the areas that, because I get plenty of grappling in here. You know, we've got a lot of savage grapplers over here, and there's some good strikers as well. But it gets to a point where being an amateur, you want to feel like you're taking a step up, and I want to feel like I'm going against a professional, and that is something that is sometimes lacking here. But
Cheeky cat. No.
yeah, unless you chuck the gloves on, which is rare.
Yeah, no, it is rare nowadays.
But so yeah, it's nice to know that like I've got the freedom to go around.
Technical issues, which will resolve very quickly by me for a change. Normally,
Nice.
you should have seen me setting up the mics, man. I'm basically a caveman with an iPhone.
It's all good.
It's terrible. Where were we? We were talking about
Gym hopping.
Doing the do.
Yeah, I don't do it too often. I like here, you know. I get pretty much everything I need here, especially like I say, being at the amateur level. But it's nice to know that I can jump about and jump in with some other savages.
Perfect. And then I suppose lastly, what's the thing that you like most about the Striking Clinic? Not that I'm trying to make this just about this. It's obviously about yourself as well. But what do you think? There's a reason why you keep coming back. It's a long journey for you. I mean, it obviously helps that you work next door. But
but I was here before then, to be fair.
It is true. It is true.
Yeah. Part of it is, like I say, being from a striking background, it's nice to know that I've got shit hot grapplers that can kind of give me the work on that side. Coaching is really good. I'm happy with that. You know, that's a big thing for me. I was getting to a point where I felt my coaches, because I pride myself on being technically good, but not always being able to execute that in sparring. So on the pads look great, but then, you know, still getting hit with silly things or not able to set up your shots properly. And that's where I feel that you're able to really help with the application of the skills that I've built up. That
was one thing that I noticed with you and your brother. Although your brother's probably more resistant to to it. He's very much like, I do it my way. My way works. I'm like, cool. But you're a bit more absorbent of information that I give you. And like you say, everything on the pads was always technical. But when it came to sparring, you would spar very different from how you were on the pads. It was like the pad work was a performance and the sparring was as good as you could get it, but with little details of where your head position should be and where your feet should be, or when to throw what you're throwing. It just, things start clicking immediately, don't they? They're way better. Well, awesome. Before my phone completely
runs out of battery,
completely runs out of storage and battery, we're going to call it there, Zac Ford, the Striking Clinic podcast of some description, huh? Ollie Dempster, you owe me money, all right, dude. Peace and love. Boom.